Happy Onewheel Wednesday, everybody. My name is Scot Mendenhall. Welcome. Oh, you're like, wow, you're kicking off late today. It's because we were chatting with BODHI. He's going to be in the lineup here in a second. If you don't know who BODHI is, he is definitely one of the premier riders, one of the most well-rounded riders. He's also a massive influencer out there in the world, so we're pretty stoked to have him on as a guest. We're going to catch up with him post operation on his collarbone. What are they telling him? Will he be racing at Dirt Surfers? You got a lot of hardware in there, so he'll be in here. We have the cast of crew that we always have because it's the Scot Mendenhall and Friends podcast, so it's always exciting. We're going to start with the one and only Lily Weiner, who gets married in 2 months.
Hey. Scott was telling me today that I should wear my hair like the women at the Met Gala, so
That's what I was trying to
we're
tell.
going to look at that. I got a lot of water bottles here.
Yeah, I know, and one is ginormous.
Woo!
Like that one that you like will constantly drop it in right next to you, and it's just huge. Why do you need so much water for such a little person?
So we got to stay hydrated.
Yes, we do. Lily, though, I got to point something out because she's a drinker. Okay, and take that however you want. She's a drinker.
Horrible.
Okay, we're just going in full public with it. She's a drinker, but she's a loud drinker. Like most people can drink and you don't hear her, but you can be and she just drinks. You hear that? Like that was her. She straight up just gulping. Like, no, I don't even understand how such a little human being can make so many weird sound effects with your
They don't actually
body.
know how small I am. You could say that I'm 4'8" and they would believe you.
That is her height. She's 4'8". But we got one of the coolest human beings that I get the privilege of doing the most life with. She's been married to me for 22 years in a couple weeks. Is wild. 22 years.
It is only a couple weeks away.
22.
22 years, baby.
Isn't there a song about 22? No?
And 22.
We'll have BODHI make us one about 22 or something
I
here in a
know.
moment. Okay, but Holly, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really, really good. The sun is shining.
It is bright on your face. We opened the big doors today, so
I
she's
need
glowing.
some sun. I feel like I'm a little pale.
Okay, it's probably because you're wearing an orange shirt.
No,
Yeah, something about orange.
Not good?
No, I don't like orange very much.
Oh, I like orange.
I asked you this morning, I go, why are we going with that shirt?
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh my
you
gosh.
ignored me.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that conversation.
That's
and
okay. That's because that's the day it was. Remember, I was like,
I have a public service announcement.
oh, you have a public service. Look at, she has a whole thermos of coffee right here.
Iced coffee, guys. It's
that's
that nice out. It's that
you
nice
women,
out.
and they're
Iced coffee.
large containers of fluid. As I take a drink right there, it is a little bit warm. Okay, we've
We're
been
glad
busy.
to be
We're gonna
here.
get BODHI. We've been busy around here. We are making the biggest feature that we have in the Northern Gauntlet Trails. We have been busy. We're going to give you an aerial of just half the feature, and then you can fire away with all your questions. But listen, look at this feature right here. We've been at it for a solid while now. Not much videoing of it, but there it is. It snakes through the just waterway. We have not had to cut anything. You can leave it up there as a still. For those that are listening, sorry. Sorry for you that you don't get to see it, but that's half the feature. Now, each one of those turns, we've bermed the corners. So it's going to be 4 foot wide, and you can come in and make the left, and it berms up just a little bit, and then berm to the right.
That's awesome.
It's going to be pretty sweet, but there's high consequences on this one because if you don't ride it right, you dump your one wheel into the water, and so it will not be for the faint of heart. Everybody
I'm
would
gonna
like
stay
it.
on my feet on this one, guys.
Yeah, you gotta stay
Stay
on
on
your
my feet.
4 feet wide. Somebody would like it to be wider. That's just not happening. 4 feet just is what it is requiring to get the project done. I feel like that's good enough. I think 6 foot would be great, but then it would be almost too easy. There needs to be a little bit of risk factor there. So we're going to get BODHI's opinion on that here in a moment. But that's what we've been busy doing in the evenings and during the day.
Wait,
We have been sledgehammering those poles in.
Scott, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm just
no
telling.
one ever asked you.
No one ever asked me, Lily. Thank you. Thank you. It's always how you two are doing and no one returns it. What's the deal, babe? Why aren't you asking me?
Baby, I ask you all the time.
Oh,
I ask
cool.
you how you slept.
Not
I
today.
asked
Today
how-
you rolled out a mission. I don't know where you were going, but you were on
I
mission.
had stuff to do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, why wasn't I on that list? Woo! Okay, that's not this kind of podcast, though. It's not. All right, everybody's like, all right, shut up, Ollie, and get BODHI on your. Lily's covering her face.
Yeah, we started
you
late. We
cute?
got to get moving. We got BODHI.
All right.
I love having BODHI on.
Oh, we do. Yeah, that's why we were honestly late. We were just catching up with BODHI. We love that guy. We've given him so many different intros here. He is a fan on this channel. We are stoked to be able to hang out with him in a couple weeks. So, without further ado, the one and only, and make sure he's unmuted so he's chatting. Just make sure we'll get that right there because that would just be a fail. Here he is, the most well-rounded one-wheeler out there and known to mankind. BODHI, everyone.
Hey!
How you doing, BODHI?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Scott?
Man,
Oh,
I'm just...
that was so nice of you to ask him how he's
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. I'm just stoked to have you on today, man. It's been a while. You were our very first guest long ago, long ago, and it's
Dude,
good
I
to have you.
forgot about that.
It was rough for all of us because you didn't have a podcast set up. Lily and I are squished right next to each other because we're using like FaceTime cameras and stuff. It was just the beginning. And
Humble beginnings.
yeah, and now here we are. You got your set, we got our set. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you get a shot at that we're calling it swimmer tail around here because after
actually
one of our
sad.
dogs and stuff. So, but did you get a chance to see that feature we're building? We'll just put it right back up. Here it is. It's 200 feet.
Oh, whoa.
Make that full screen for it so he gets this is halfway. Okay, so this is halfway through.
This is in the works.
Yeah, where the water's underneath it. It's going to be
Water under it?
Yeah. Yeah. So we're
That's super fun.
oh, it's going to be
Is
and
that a
so
drop off the end, so you like
What-
ride on and then you drop off.
well, no, we're going to continue to finish that back
Be
into
too
a
wet.
That's a
trail.
great idea, though.
No. I
Well,
mean it would be
There's
but
still water under where the end is, so
Yeah.
we need to keep adding
Ah.
to the dock.
I see.
we have 100 more feet to go because it just stays muddy year round. And so, but we've bermed each one of those turns are bermed. And so as we berm
Oh,
them, that means
sweet.
you can keep your speed on those turns. Now, they're not gnarly berm. Yeah, that's the hopes.
But enough to like you don't go flying off if you're cooking. Yeah.
Right. I think everybody will
Dude,
say
you should totally make a Mario Kart shortcut where it like goes in between that tree and make it like
yes.
just like log rounds that like kind of go up and down
Like
a
a
little
roller
bit, and you
type?
can ride it, but you gotta like it's
Commit.
like
Work
1 inch
it.
difference for each one.
Oh,
So
man.
your board can like tick, 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 and you gotta like super balance and like climb through it. That'd be the sickest trainer.
Yeah, but the consequences
Just an idea
out
to
there.
use that one.
If you lose it,
If you
your
lose
board,
it,
you
Bodie,
mean?
I'm buying my children new boards.
Oh, it's
'Cause there's
wet.
water
It's
underneath.
just like all freak. It's like kind of marshy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I those
And
have been
it's not
working down
always
there.
wet.
We've been wearing at this time of year. We've been wearing waders to build this, so water's sometimes up to our hips. That'll eat a one.
Do you know what waders are, Bodhi?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what waiters already.
Oh, okay. I was just asking.
Jeff just had one. A couple. They've been flooding all year.
Oh, I guess so. I didn't know what waders were.
Flooded. Did you guys
Yes.
see when the ranch flooded?
Oh, yeah.
The float ranch flooded like crazy. Like there's 13 acres of land that like goes from the river like back, and more than half of the land was underwater, and part of the was underwater was like my little art station. I like built this little art station out there, and I was going to grab my paint and move all my supplies because it was flooded in Jeff's waders, which is how I know what waders are. Is from
See?
using Jeff's waders.
Exactly.
And there's a newly installed septic tank, and like I was walking out and stepped like right in the side of where they were digging because the mud was the dirt was like way thinner, and I just like boom, I dropped all the way down like to my waist and almost got swallowed whole by the earth.
By the earth. No,
So-
no more Bodie. Hey, have you seen?
Yeah.
Have you seen? Because you're on our Scot Mendenhall and Friends logo. Have you seen the jerseys yet?
Nah, dude.
So here,
Hey.
let me find you. Where
Let's
are
see.
you?
He's on the side.
Uh,
Up here
oh,
by...
Oh, right here. You're kind of cut off a little bit. You're on it a couple times. You're right there. You're
The
pretty
back
much in the
one's
armpit. Here's
right
the back.
in the pit, baby.
You're right
That's
there
so
again. We got one for you out when we see you in Arkansas.
Nice. Cool.
Scot Mendenhall and
thanks.
Friends. So our
Those are
jersey.
fun. I'll add it to the collection, dude. The jersey collection's getting freaking massive.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, that's because you are. But I was gonna. It's because you're a legend. But the issue is now the racing jerseys. The growth of that's going to be slowed down a little bit for you, eh? Because you're not racing as much.
Yeah, but I'll probably still get all the jerseys. Hopefully.
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Hopefully I don't get counted out.
Well, we're not counting you out. We're not counting you out. Okay, so we're gonna get straight to business here. Okay, as Lily's trying to work on some technical things. She's
No
gonna
messing around.
Yeah. Lily's trying to make sure you sound really good and stuff. But my question for
How do I
you
sound,
is
Pat? All right, what do you got for me?
okay, hold on. My dog just took off after a FedEx man. I was just making sure he's not gonna get eaten. FedEx guy about lost his. He just almost had a bowel movement right there because of my dog. It's all good though. Okay, we put it on the thumbnail. You know, you had the scar over your collarbone. So how are you doing? What's the deal? Why do you have a scar? For those that don't follow you on socials, and this is the first time they're hearing it, you have a broken collarbone. How did that happen, and how bad of a break is it?
So, it's a pretty bad break, honestly. It's not terrible. I didn't disintegrate it, but I like shattered it pretty good. And I needed to get a titanium plate and 8 screws, as well as some like stitching to keep some of the bone in place, apparently, according to the doc. So it got pretty obliterated, but luckily I didn't like AC joints good, rotator cuffs good, all my ligaments are good, all my muscles are good. So like I'm really fortunate that it was just a bone break, because like, as a lot of people know, bones heal a lot faster than like ligaments and muscles do. And they can put them together a little more like Legos with like power tools, basically. So I luckily, with the help of my mother, shout out Mama Rachel, she like was at the event when all this went down. It was the best event for me to get hurt, because my parents just so happened to drive out from Colorado to come pick up a topper for my dad's El Camino that I secured for him, and also come see the event. And so they were there from the moment I hit the ground. Like, they were watching me practice for the race. So like I had the luck of like having my parents with me, which like I don't need my parents to go through something like that, but to have them there was amazing and fortunate, because they're like the most like loving and cool people. And my mom is so resourceful and so kind, and just like knows how to talk to people, knows like how to get through, you know, like hospital systems and stuff like that. So I was super fortunate to have my mom with me like through this whole process, and have all my friends and all the community with me. There's been like a lot of community support through, you know, connecting us with surgeons and doctors, and with the whole GoFundMe. Big shout out to everybody that donated to the GoFundMe. It covered my surgery. My surgery was $16,000, and the GoFundMe raised $16,000. So like the community, big shout out to everybody that donated. You guys helped get this thing put back together by Dr. Hong, who my mom found, which is what I was getting around to. My mom helped find this really sweet surgeon, shoulder specialist, really kind gentleman. Did a really good job on me. So I've really just been laying low, but also staying as productive as I can, because we had big plans. We had a lot of stuff going on that we wanted to do, you know, and that whole tour we had planned.
Yeah, so let's talk about the tour. Yeah, because that was, I mean, I was pretty stoked for you guys to be able to do these pop-ups and do these. Yeah. I mean, there's a few dates still you're going to do, right? You didn't cancel all of them. It's just enough for you to recover, right?
I mean, we're going to go to Dirt Surfers, and then potentially do something in Denver on the way back. But really, like, the plan with these pop-ups was going to be me and Jesse doing some clinics for a few hours, and then some like freestyle demo fun sessions after, and then we charge up and we go on a group ride. And I was working with some local community members in each of the locations to find the spots that we were going to meet up, and we were going to pull up with some, you know, the float tent, put up the tent for the day, put out some features, have like our we were going to have all we had like 5 GTs with us, like outfitted with all the different new GT products for people to be able to check out and ride.
Yeah, but wait, when you say all the new and I'm got to interrupt sometimes, or you'll move on too much and we won't be. But when you say all the GT products, you're not talking about Onewheel stuff. You're talking about Float Life's rails.
We're talking
and all-
about some of
Right.
our new rails and some prototype products that people haven't seen yet, like our prototype Kush low footpad, and our prototype drop top fender for the GT.
Nice. Now, will those things be
so-
at Dirt Surfers still if you're coming out?
Those-
Or
Yeah.
okay, all
We'll,
right,
we'll
good.
be coming out with those same setups, so people will be able to check out that gear at Dirt Surfers for sure, and jump on the board, feel the W's, feel the Street Pro tire, feel the
Yeah.
Kush low. Check out the drop top fender. Looks so sick, and it's designed where like it goes on the W rails without like just it fits right on,
Okay.
and it fits flush with the rails. But if you have straight rails, there's like a insert piece that clicks in.
Oh,
That
nice.
flushes it out and makes it like a one piece delete, and then there's a top piece that just pops in and pops out super easy.
Wow. I was excited
good-
about Dirt
yeah.
Surfers, and now all of this makes me like really stoked because I love the WTF rails for the XR. I have
Mm-hmm.
the 357 rails at the moment for the GT. But the question is, how do they? What's the difference? You know, the W's versus the 357s. I would love to compare those two. So I'd just be stoked to just go try some of those WTFs. That's a
Yeah.
great call.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Have you rode the 357s?
I haven't. No,
Oh, maybe we'll
I've not
just
had the opportunity.
we'll trade our whips around here, and you mine will never have been rode like you'll ride
Yeah.
it, but you try mine, I'll try yours.
And then I'll try
I'm always
both.
open to checking out people's rides for sure.
I love
That's
the
like one of the
357s.
coolest things of one wheeling is all the different variations, all the different setups.
Yes. Now Jeff is the king of the 357s, but I want to try the WTFs. They are sick. They look awesome. Yeah. Now you have pink ones, correct?
Yeah, we had a couple of the early prototypes anodized pink for me and Mandy McFly. So we got some special ones, but Robert
Yeah.
fucked up the placement of the charger hole, so we had to cut into them a little bit.
Oh no.
So they're like, he made us custom little plugs to go in and cover up
That's
the
ghetto.
blemish.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you're making stuff, right?
R&D.
Prototype. That's why you have prototypes, so that you.
But
yeah.
excuse me, don't mean to cut you off, but our previous manufacturer that we were working with, it was so hard to anodize certain colors and certain amounts of certain colors.
Mm.
But in working with Robert and his supplier, they're a lot cooler about anodization. So we'll be doing some fun, different like color drops. I'm sure in the future, moving forward, so we can do pinks and purples and greens, and just like we've always done with homebrew rails, we've always liked to switch it up and do colors. We always started off with clear and black because that's that you can't miss with black and like whites and clears and stuff. But when you go for like greens and reds and pinks and yellows and purples, there's like going to be a bunch of people that don't like that color. They're like, screw that. But when you do a more neutral color, then you can kind of stylize off of that color with all the rest of your stuff. And but it's always fun to do color drops because people love colors. I love colors. Pink stokes me out. Like anything I can get in pink, I'm gonna try to get in pink. Like I was trying to find a fun, like cheap, $200-ish point and shoot camera to keep on me all the time. Because like taking photos on your phone is chill or whatever, but I like using a camera, feeling the shutter, changing the settings, actually having like a sensor to work with. And so I found this Canon EOS M2. It's a camera from 2012.
Oh yeah.
And I just so happened to find it in freaking pink in Japan.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so fired up on it.
Yeah, but you know what's wild is like your brand, BODHI, is associated with pink. If I saw you riding something else. Or didn't if I saw you at a race and you have pink on, I'd be like, is the dude okay? Like he doesn't have pink. And so when we put you on our logo and you sent a couple pictures, or I found a couple, I was like, I can't take any picture that doesn't have pink in it. I was like, I need him in pink. That's his brand. So it makes sense. The pink rails are fire. I think they look great. And the videos you guys are putting out and the content you're putting out on those things, it makes me want them, and I don't even race. I'm just a casual guy that likes to mob through trails and stuff. But it's like, man, the advantages of those rails in trails are, I mean, it just ups the playground for you. So
100%. When you don't have to be like a racer to have W's make your riding experience better. You know, W's,
right.
they drop your center of gravity, give you more stability, give you more leverage on your board with those angled foot pads. And that's going to benefit you in all areas of your riding, whether you're racing or cruising the streets or bobbing trails. So
yes,
yeah, you can't lose with the dubs for sure.
I agree. Any of those things, I just think I said this on a podcast a while ago, and I love to hear that you guys are trying to figure something out. With all the different options of rails out there, the problem is it is still spendy. And I don't think you guys need to bring the cost down for them, but I think a way for people to try, right? I think it's a high level entry on a new set of rails that you don't know if you're going to like.
Right.
And so being able to demo them and you fall in love with them, all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, my tail doesn't drag when I go down the hill, or I drop off that feature and my tail always drags. This is such an upgrade. And all of a sudden you'll put down the money for it. So I like that you guys are doing. That's genius. That's genius. So, and
Thanks, man.
It's not a rumor. You just said that you guys got a prototype of the low kush, did you say? For the GT?
Yep, kush low. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's got a fun little surprise that we're working on with it that I'm super stoked about. That's really all I'm going to say for now. But the kush low it's got a really good feel to it. Robert did a good job. Robert shaped it.
Okay.
And we've printed a few out on the 3D printer. Neil's been putting it through the ringer.
When does it
digging
come
it.
out?
Neil's always been a kush low rider.
I'm a kush low.
We don't have any
Love that.
official dates yet, but it's going to be soon. We're like we're pretty far in the prototyping phase, and everything's looking chill.
That's my favorite out of all foot pads. The kush low is my favorite.
It's the goat for sure.
Yeah, the wide is okay.
I like the wide, but it's a little heavy. You know, the low's just like lightweight and comfy.
Yeah, and I know I have smaller feet, so I just don't need the flare out. If a lot of people like that flare, I like the. For me, I'm a cosmetic guy. When I look at it, it's like, it just flares out at the back, and it doesn't flare at the front. I wanted all the lines to be straight.
Oh, it's symmetrical.
Yeah. And so the low,
symmetry.
the low makes that happen. But I mobbed Arkansas a couple months ago with that kush high or kush wide, and it was awesome. Like, as much as I say I don't like the look of it, the comfort trumps the look all day, so I ride with it. So the low, I can't wait for. That's going to be, yeah. And there will be a demo, you're saying, at maybe?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll have a low. You can try dirt surfers. Find me at dirt surfers if you want to feel it.
I will be there all week.
And I won't be all busy running around racing and chasing people with the gimbal and stuff because I'm handicapped.
You'll be signing babies. That's what you'll be doing.
Yeah.
What?
Signing babies?
Yeah, that's what it's like a joke. You're signing autographs, but then you're into it so much that somebody hands a child and you just sign their forehead.
Like, I'm my baby.
Yeah. No, you never heard that term?
I have heard it.
Yeah.
Have you seen Talladega Nights?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's
See,
where I've heard it. There you go.
See, thank you, Bodhi, coming in clutch with me there. All right, I like that. Okay, so I heard in the great rumor mill of Onewheel world that you created some bad mojo before the race 2 weeks ago, and for dirt surfers, you have preemptively created some things, like you sent slings or created the Float Life slings, and no one was being injured at this point. You just were like, hey, I'm creating the sling with the logo on it. I don't think they caught it at home there's a sling with Float Life on it, or it just says float on it. The logo's on it. There you go. See, there it is. It's pretty sweet. Like, if I'm having a sling, yeah, that's the sling I want.
What prompted you to make
But hold on. Before we get to that answer, then he makes, because the dirt surfers race last year, like monsoon rains there, it was almost rained out, and then it cleared up. But you made rain ponchos or raincoats or something, right?
Yep.
And you've sent them to Nick, who is the creator of Dirt Surfers. I feel like we are destined to have a monsoon of rain now because you have done such things.
Or no rain.
But right now my scientific mind goes to, you created slings, no one was hurt. Now we have you with a massive surgery, thanks to your mom for taking care of you, and you're out. So I've got to go. We have raincoats in whatever you've made for dirt surfers. That just means it's going to rain. I think what we have to do, BODHI, is burn them.
All right, tell me a one-wheel race where somebody didn't get hurt.
Oh,
not to say one-wheeling is like this crazy dangerous thing, but
BODHI, can we say that live?
We go hard,
BODHI, I don't think we can talk
mistakes. Our boards make mistakes.
Yes.
And people get hurt. It happens. And I'm all about, helping out, being there for the homies and being there for people and finding fun ways to do little branding stuff, because that's one of the things that we're all about. So we had this brilliant idea.
I love it.
Let's source 50 slings, throw our logo on them, and just keep them on us at events. We'll throw like a couple of them on the website in case people hurt themselves, not around us, and they want to pick one up, and we'll have them on us. And it just so happens at the first event, 5 people needed one. And I ended up being one of those people. Unfortunately.
But
it's hilarious and super ironic. And I told this story to everybody in the hospital. They're like, "Where'd you get this sling?"
Yeah.
And I briefly told them like the story, and everyone laughed out loud. Like everyone thought it was the funniest thing, because it is super ironic. And you could argue like we manifested it, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm glad we did it, and I'm kind of glad that I broke my collarbone. It's like I've figured out this way in my life of taking the hard things and the shitty stuff that happens to me, and like just growing off of it and learning off of it, and just skipping all the emotional victim bullshit, and just like, what am I going to learn from this? How am I going to let this grow me? Like, how am I going to shift gears and like bounce off of this like a trampoline? And I already have in like many ways. And I'm definitely super bummed to be out for the season, because this was about to be like free, and it still will be an amazing year of one-wheeling and one-wheel events and competitions. And I'm super bummed to miss out on a lot of that riding, but it's still going to happen without me. This world's still going to go on without me, and I'm going to be able to just support the back end of all of it even more. So
okay, so you're out. I've not heard that. You are definitely out for the season. There's not a chance.
Nah, maybe you'll see me in Race for the Rail if I get some clearance and they're like, yeah, your bone's doing super great. Like, this is awesome. But really, like, I'm out for a while. Did you already
qualify for Race for the Rail?
No, and that would be the problem too. Is like I would have to somehow like be in the right condition, and then like they had do some wild card entry where people, we do like a video submission thing. Which could happen. So that's, it's like a possibility.
Awesome.
They've done it in years past. They've done wild card entries. So maybe I get this opportunity to get in. But realistically, like, I'm out for a while. I'm out for the season. I'm not going to be able to hit events and qualify. And even by Race for the Rail time, I still technically won't really be along in the healing process as far as I should be going and mobbing 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, downhill.
Mountains.
Yeah. No, I get that. And I'm not, I want to go backwards really quick. I had not heard that you said you were out for the season. I want to make sure I go on record to say I don't think we manifest things with creating slings and rain jackets. That's just not where I come from on thoughts. I just got to go on record in case somebody thinks I'm saying.
Clip that out and be like, here's
and they still can clip it out, but that's just not where I'm coming from. It's a fun way to ask a question and tell people you created slings and stuff.
Yeah. It is pretty funny. Like,
I actually,
it's ironic. The best way is it is ironic.
It is very ironic.
But I think you're onto something, and it's funny what you were saying. This weekend I'm going to be talking on what you just said, where when we face trials in our lives, whatever they are, broken bones, bank accounts at zero, some other tragic stuff happens. What I do find that I like about those, it's the only place to test my resolve or who I really am. Because you can say all day long, I'm this kind of person when I get in a tight spot. But you got no proof that you currently are that person until you get into a state of bother. And so
That's good.
I'm not looking for trouble or trials or bad things, but I am, when I'm in there, I'm going to find a little bit of joy in getting to find out who I really am. And so it's cool to hear you say, Bodhi, that's you.
Amen.
You're finding out who you are. An author. I mean, I'm really quoting an author by the name of James when he wrote, I think it's in James chapter 1, consider it pure joys when you face trials or tribulations of all kinds. When he's saying consider it joy, he's saying consider it joy that you find out what kind of faith you got now. Who you are. He's like, celebrate. Now you know you got to do some work or you can handle it. And so it's cool to hear you're doing that. Author James is a bit of a genius. And so this weekend on our other channel, we're going to talk about that. So it's cool to hear you say that.
Beauty for Ashes.
Yeah, that's a song. No, you don't know that, Lil?
What did he say? I actually didn't hear.
Beauty for Ashes.
Oh, Beauty for Ashes.
For your glory. Yeah,
Sing it, Bodhi.
So, Bodhi, did you go to get the surgery? Did you go back home to like where you're from, Colorado area, with mom and dad?
Yes. No. I got it done here in Sacramento.
Okay.
Just like right here in town, actually. It ended up being.
That's sweet.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting it done back at the hospital, one of the emergency rooms that I went to, because when it happened, we went to the local emergency room. They got me like a couple morphine shots and some x-rays.
Amen.
And then, amen, dude. Because I'll tell you what, I have a high pain tolerance, but when I broke this thing, I shattered it a bunch and tore up a lot of the soft tissue and muscle around it. That was from the doctor. And so it was so painful. I immediately you usually get like maybe a couple minutes of no pain from the shock, but it was like nada, dude.
Oh my goodness.
I like instant pain so bad. They were picking me up off the ground, helping me limp along. And I just remember like my vision getting really white and bright and hot and my whole body getting extremely hot and just so much pain emanating from my whole shoulder to where my legs started shaking and I couldn't really talk and then they sit me down and homie Dave Chonky McSwervy is pulling up with his Gladiator Jeep to drive me out.
Oh my
and I'm
gosh.
sitting there at the float booth like in a chair just like moaning and yelling. And then he pulls up and they start picking me up. They're like, just chill. And I'm like, no, get me in the car. Because I knew I needed to get out of there. And so like as they're picking me up, my legs just start shaking and I start
that was probably so scary.
and they're like, sit down. And I was like, no. And I just start like taking these micro steps, just trying to get forward, get in the car. And then I got in the Jeep, and that ride in the Jeep was so terrible.
Yes.
And then up into my parents' car, like we were out there a little bit. It's like probably a mile or so of dirt road to a paved road. And then luckily it was like 10 minutes to the hospital. Hospital wasn't too far, but that drive, like from impact to that first shot of morphine was like the gnarliest pain I've gone through. Like I've broken my other collarbone, my left arm. I've blown my back out.
Wow.
I've dislocated both of my ankles. I've dislocated both of my shoulders. Those are all my injuries. This one was the most painful by like loads. It was so crazy.
That makes me
I know people are going to start wanting to know, how did you do it then? Because there's not been too many videos dropped on this. So you want to walk us through? You send us a video of the crash.
I don't know if I want to see you get hurt, Bodhi.
I want to see it.
I don't know.
Everybody.
It's not too graphic. It's a pretty proper just smackaroni, little splash-aroni.
Okay, so we're gonna play it, and we'll let everybody watch it first, and we'll just. I've not seen it either, so I'm watching it the first time with everybody at home. If you're just listening to this, you might want to look at your device here to be able to see it. This is Bodhi's crash where he breaks his collarbone. Let's play no audio of it, and we'll just kind of so here, because you're saying it's this jump here. Is this you? That's you? That was
wow.
you?
Yeah. It's
That happened so
inverted. That took
fast.
me out. So
Can
It's
we?
super fast.
Let's
So
hit it back again.
Run it
Oh,
back.
they're all coming for you, Bodhi.
I'm
the
so
homies.
sorry.
Can we hit play on that again? There we go.
Okay, so I'm coming in. I land and
What?
I didn't tail drag. So I like skipped the corner of my tail a little bit when I landed, but I landed tire and I reactivated. Like I felt my motor kick back on, my tire landed, I started rolling down and began to accelerate down the hill, and as I started leaning forward into that acceleration, my board just cut out. And right here, cuts.
Oh,
You
So you
just
see I roll for like 3 feet, 4 feet, like
you
my
landed
board
straight
reactivated.
on your
And then-
collarbone.
Yep, it tossed me right off the front. I was like, roll. I was going to roll instinctually because when you fall off the front of your board, you should roll. But that hill goes down to flat, and I just went straight to the ground. Like if
Oh,
that
the
hill was a
impact
little
was flat.
longer, I might
oh,
have been
I'm
able to
so
roll out of it.
sorry.
But I just got tossed like right to my collarbone before I could like get my shoulder around for the roll, and it just crunched. Just blew
Okay,
it
so we're
out.
gonna watch that full screen again, Bodhi. This is the first angle I've ever seen. Most of it's all been right to that feature, right? But you're coming off of a feature at the top of that hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the part you miss a little bit. For those at home, he's coming off of a ramp, and as he's landing, you're coming into a hill, so you're not coming into flat. That's where you're because it's hard to. It looks like you're just rolling down a hill, and so maybe the full screen will give us a shot. Can we hit play again on that? Our kids are they're doing the tech today, and they're here. So there, you hit the ramp right there, and you're in. Man,
I landed it, and then my board was just like, psych.
and it had, but so can we just keep hitting replay on the fall for us here. Okay, so you're in air, land, and are you free rolling at that point? Like
No,
because
my
it didn't
motor was
activate?
engaged. No, my motor was engaged. I landed, my motor re-engaged, and then
Yeah.
it just cut out, dropped. So like sometimes you know how it goes. You land and you're free rolling, like you're just saying
What
your board's
flew
not quite
off of you?
activating.
Yeah.
My sunglasses, because I hit my head a little bit. But like sometimes you go off a feature and you
Oh,
land
yeah.
and you're like free rolling
Bodhi.
and you're kind of like oh, and then click, your sensor re-engages and you fell
Yes.
back on. You know, like we've all had that happen. But that's when it kind of looks like that's happening there, but it wasn't. It was like the day previous, I found this really fast line on that feature because I was chasing down Noah Mead, which was one of the funnest races of my life, dude. I loved this course because me and Noah Mead were battling for the hole shot in the start. Somebody got a really sweet clip of it, and I gave it to him. We were like neck and neck, but he was kind of on the inside line, and if I pushed it any harder, we would have gone into that hill like screaming. So I hit the brakes. I go behind him. He and I both take the left steeper line, and I'm like 5 feet behind him, 8 feet behind him, both bombing down it at full speed. And the wind wasn't blowing super hard during that heat, so I couldn't see my line at all. It was just dust.
Wow.
And I was just watching his feet and feeling my feet and just like full speed down. And I chase him down. I'm on his back. We go over the little bridge. We go down the 2 berms, through the straightaway, around the berm. And when we come up to that jump, the pros were supposed to hit the big jump unless they needed to pass on the little jump. But a lot of people just hit the little jump, which but so he comes into the jump straight, but he hits his brakes a little bit. And so I needed to take a different line than him, because if you're going into a feature behind someone, you should never, racing or not, you should never go right behind them. Never
Right.
follow someone's exact line, because if they fall and you don't, you'll drill them. But if
Yes.
you have just a slightly different line, like you'll be okay. If they fall, unless they fall into your way, which could happen, but you should always try to take a different line. So he pumps the brakes. I don't, because that's just how I was hitting that feature. And I go a little bit to the left, and I find out by blasting off to the left that that landing on that side was a little higher, and I just landed into it and caught so much speed out of it. I just unintentionally blew past him. Like I wasn't even planning on passing him, because it was still a qualifying round, and top 2 went into the next round. So it's not always wise to like push it super hard to beat the person in front of you and get first. Like if it's top 2, just stay on your
second.
board and stay behind that person, you know? But I just ended up finding this super fast line, passed him, won the heat, And then so it was the next day in practice when this happened. It was my last lap, and I'd hit the line before so fast, so clean. I was like, hell yeah. But I could have cleaned it up a little bit more. My tail kind of slapped. And so I just was hitting my last line through there and launched off the feature, landed, felt good. I was like, let's go. And then I literally thought in my head, like I had a moment of like, fuck yeah. And then cut. Next thing I know, motor's gone, face is in the ground, white flash. Like, you know how it goes when you hit your head? It's like, bing. And then I felt my shoulder. I was like, my collarbone's broken for sure. And I felt it with my hand, and you could feel it like immediately. There's like a main piece, you know, like this part of my collarbone, there's the main piece, and then it was like busted all at the end, and the rest of it's like hanging off. So you could feel where it was shattered, and then where everything was missing.
Chat wants to know if you had Sure Start on.
Yeah, I had a Sure Start. It reactivated. Like my board reactivated and then cut.
So
I had the motor for a couple feet.
So it wasn't it wasn't a footpad sensor issue.
It wasn't a sensor issue.
Right.
It was either a motor issue or a controller issue.
Right.
And the lights stay on. Like if you watch the video and you like scrub through it, like the lights are on as the board comes around. So the board didn't fully shut off.
Right.
Which is one of the variables. That's one of the things. Like we just all like kind of sat there and we opened up the board. Sure Start was still connected. Everything looked fine.
When did you do that?
Sensor was plugged in fine. It was up. What was that like? Probably
like
3
days
days
later?
after, 2 days after.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want answers, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure. I just wondered when.
Yeah, we wanted to figure it out, and we opened up the board. We watched the video. I recall everything until the moment. I recall everything. Like I hit my head, but I don't. There's no part of the whole thing that I don't remember.
You didn't like black
So,
out
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah, so
That's-
like I remember how the board felt when I landed. I remember everything. It was like land, cut, done. Like I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have had it happen. Like it's not the first time it's happened to me either. Where you land it,
Right.
the board engages, you think you're chill, but then it's just like, oh, actually no. And I
Yeah.
usually you go running off the front, and you usually chill,
Right.
and maybe you got to roll
You're
it
not
out or
on an
whatever.
incline
But
like that.
yeah, it was really just a lot of it was because it was the hill into the flat, and if it cut out like right when I landed, I probably would have rolled down the hill and been chill, but I rolled for a few feet. I got to the bottom of the hill pretty much, and then it cut, and I just got tossed into the flat part of the trail.
Ouch.
yeah.
So, can I ask a question?
No, that was your question.
What have you been up to? What have you been up to since you can't ride and run?
What does Bodhi do if
what
he's
do
not
you
riding?
do?
Just making
I've
music.
been resting, cleaning, lots of phone calls, and making music. Exactly.
Lots of phone
like,
calls.
Got my bathroom all cleaned up here in my office. Got my office like cleaned up and organized,
Wow,
and
how nice.
got my trailer cleaned up and organized. And,
Do you live in a trailer?
I had my fans. Yeah, I live in a trailer.
Have
I live
you,
in
have
this
you ever
cute
done like an
little-
MTV crib tour of that? Because
No,
Why
because it's
not?
not ready yet, but it's almost ready. It's almost ready.
Is
that
it
would be fun.
is it out on the ranch?
Do you have like a
So far.
turf floor mat in the front of the trailer, like a little grass pad? You know what I mean?
What?
Like,
It's
can we
not
do that?
grass. It's like one of those plastic outdoor rugs, and it looks like a big black bandana. It's
Okay.
sick.
There
Okay.
you go.
You can get
And
some
also
turf
there's
for
like
under it.
it's 18 feet. It's 18 footer. It's got a bed, a table, like a bench seat, like a booth bench seat that drops down into a spare bed if you want, and then it's got a bathroom that the toilet works, and then there's a closet and a shower, but I converted the shower into an extension of my closet. And so it's like
So
just
you're not
the perfectest
showering.
little amount of space. Well, I shower because I have a shower here at my office, and I shower at Jeff's when I'm at the ranch. And then I just like the boys have a house here in town that I can shower at too. So I just
You got
like,
options.
I just shower where I go. You know, I got
So
options. And I
does
can
the
also,
trailer have a name?
right now it's like I call it La Casita, like Little Casita.
La Casita.
But
the
I've had a
house?
lot of people call it a lot of really funny things. My least favorite one is from Tyler James's dad. He called it the Stabbing Cabin.
Oh,
Ooh,
yikes. Yeah,
that's rough.
That
I don't
makes it
wanna
more
hear that
scary.
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so fun
that
that you have
creepy?
it. That you did that.
Yeah.
Though. I love that.
It's
They
a,
call it
I'm
the
gonna
Love
paint it.
Shack. Someone says. They call
yeah,
it
I
that.
would think
I
that
like
would be a very quick name for it. That's a very common name
Yeah.
for something like that. Is
I
the
feel like
Love
you are
Shack.
gonna have something really creative and fun. I like La Casita.
yeah.
I think when it's done,
I'm
an
more of a Love
MTV
Shack
style
fan.
crib should
Yeah.
be done.
You got to do a tour, home tour.
Yeah, you're right. I'll do it. When it's
It will
funny
be
too,
so
'cause, like,
funny.
like say what you want, you know. Some people might look at it and be like, yo, does this dude okay, like he lives in a fucking like camper, like how do you do that? But like if you know me, you know, in high school I was in student council, and shout out Stuco, shout out Tony Tolbert. I got
my
voted
gosh.
most likely to live in a van.
Ah.
And like before
Nice.
one wheeling, I was all about whitewater paddleboarding, stand up
Yeah.
paddleboarding, getting in the river. Me and my dad found it, and we just like fell in
Whitewater
love with it. You can
paddleboarding.
surf rivers. You can surf rivers, and you can paddleboard down
That
rapids.
sounds
and
so
Yeah,
Colorado.
When you've
That
seen
sounds
videos
so
of you
Colorado.
doing it,
Super
it's
Colorado.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hence why you have the paddle tattoo.
That's I have a paddle on my arm, which is I have like is gonna my idea how that's gonna be a full sleeve is so sweet. One day you guys will see it. But so
Can't wait.
coming back down to the point, I always wanted to build out a van and live in a van and just paddle and do media and marketing
Sweet.
and shredding, basically what I'm doing right now with Onewheel. And then things shifted. I found one wheeling, and then I also realized I kind of would rather do like a trailer and a truck setup, so I'm not stuck with my big van all the time, and everywhere I go I have a van. I can like detach. And so I bought this little picture of a trailer because I just wanted a little trailer. I don't need a whole lot, you know, and I want to be able to be mobile, not be towing around this big crazy thing, but also like have certain amenities, you know, like a comfortable bed, a place to cook, a place to poop, you know, a place to keep my stuff. And so I buy this little framed picture of a tiny little trailer in Halama Beach, California, and I put it on the dashboard of my truck for like 2 years. And then I find this trailer that I'm in right now, get it, and you look, and it's the same little trailer, dude. It's like the same little trailer. Like I totally manifested the little freaking trailer, and I love it. I love the lifestyle. I love the pacing of life. You know, like shout out Jeff, big time for having me out there on the ranch, and he's got an open door policy with me at his house, so I'm able to spend a lot of time with him and his beautiful little baby, and I can use the shower over
to
there.
Jeff. BODHI is to Jeff what I am to Scott and Holly.
Oh, there's a lot of similarities there for sure.
Big fan.
When we're older,
it's
when
awesome.
we're
I
older,
mean-
20 years older, BODHI, we got to take some young ones under our wings to pay it forward.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
I just wanna
I'm
know-
so looking forward to that.
I want to
Good
know
luck.
if it's pink,
Ooh.
The trailer?
Like,
What
No,
in
it's
it is
not.
pink?
or do you name it
We
like
need to give him a housewarming
Rosa?
gift.
What'd you call it?
La Casita.
La Casita,
Casita.
like something pink.
It's
I
cute and small. I was gonna paint it. I don't know if you guys have seen all of Jeff's vehicles. All the float vehicles have always been this like sweet, like kind of army green, like forest green, like matte foresty green. I kind of want to paint the whole trailer that color, and then have like.
Oh, did we lose everybody? I think we ended the call and it's gone to FaceTime. So you can see my kids. Historic, just wave. She doesn't know what to do.
She's panicking.
She's panicking. She's panicking.
Throw
It's
your
okay.
hands up. Don't get your headphones.
There we are.
off. Get your-
We clicked the wrong button, and so I think we lost BODHI. So BODHI just clicked back. It is pretty funny. When you have your little ones that they're running the technology, and then they click the wrong buttons, you get their faces there, right?
Did you see her face when she
A little
saw
startled.
herself?
Does he know to call back? I'll
need to
text him real
text
quick.
him.
This is a good conversation with our good friend BODHI.
Yeah.
If you're just in, we just having a little technical problems.
Everyone in the chat, you're so gracious. All good. That was hilarious.
I just told him to call back. Our kids are learning. She just learned right now. Don't click that little screen right there. It'll.
I just disabled that front camera for life.
Yeah, for life.
For
There
life.
we go.
Done.
Just pay
Although
attention
that
for
was
him to call
classic.
back. I don't know how you did what you did, but you did it. She said she did nothing.
It could have been a system error.
It could have been, but it's picking up that. And then we'll see. I'm just chatting with BODHI to let him know that a button was pressed that should not have been. It's like the red button, don't touch it.
Call back.
He's like, did I say something wrong?
Yeah,
That's
maybe
not what
we
he's
got
asking.
Flagged. Get out of here.
No.
What? He's just casually texting you, but not calling back.
No, I'm texting him. He's not even responding to my text either.
Oh, okay.
He's
maybe
probably still talking. He might still be
he-
talking. Oh man, their faces when.
Oh wait, he's saying sorry. Oh, Sony charger wasn't charging. I guess my bad.
Yeah, I had a feeling his whatever he was on died. The power, whatever he was on.
And so it just automatically.
Yeah,
flipped
maybe.
back.
Welcome to technology.
Bye,
Win.
buddy. See you later.
No, he's fixing
coming
it.
back?
He's
Okay.
coming back. He's coming back. He said coming back soon. Again, it's always fun to hang out and catch up with these different one wheel people. And we were talking with Jack Mudd last week, and we were talking with him. I just was trying to say that the one wheels brought a community group of people together. Like, I don't know. I mean, it would be a really hard thing for somebody to connect the dots that we would be hanging out with BODHI today if it wasn't for one wheels.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
met BODHI
Completely through one wheel.
way out in LA because of One Wheels. And then Jack Mudd on here last week was because of One Wheels. And it's just been such a cool... I think I made that comment last week. It's like the Fellowship of Rings. It's the most unlikely group of people that are coming together because of One Wheels with all different skill levels. Like all different backgrounds. But it's so much fun. Like even you have the three of us sitting here, you know, a mom of 8 that has never skateboarded in her life.
Yeah, true. Okay, true.
I mean, you were about to argue with that?
I mean, only when you have said, "Hey, we're gonna go try this."
Yes. And then you got Lily, who has never done skateboarding at all, anything, never surfed, never
I
anything.
longboarded a little bit in high school because, was trying to be cool.
But now here she is. She
Didn't
One
work
Wheels.
out. I
She
remember
has
you walking
hardware
around
on her
with a
desk for
longboard.
winning.
What
Yeah?
was that, Holly?
I remember you walking around with a longboard.
Oh my gosh, that's so
That was the vibe
embarrassing.
in Miami.
That was.
There you go.
So-
That's that hardware.
It's that hardware. Yeah, she's gonna go
I
for
think
it.
that's a fun conversation to have. Like, what's one thing that you're surprised that you've done in your adulthood that you wouldn't have expected? And we don't have to answer it now, but it's probably just a fun thing to think about at home.
What was your question?
Like, what's something that you're surprised to be doing as an adult that you wouldn't have expected?
Well, that's a good one. We're not gonna unpack it because we got BODHI back. BODHI,
Yay,
gotta
there
hate
he is.
technology.
You look better than you did.
Yeah, camera upgrade.
I'm on
Or
my
you-
phone now.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
on my phone. Is
Yeah,
it
but we-
better? Should I do this in the future?
It is a
It's
better.
a
I-
little
it-
clearer, yeah.
Now it could be a couple reasons. It's the bit rate of the
MacBook,
phone.
You're fired.
It could. It's not. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
sorry
noticed
about that, guys. I guess my charger wasn't charging that whole time, and it just died.
You gave the kids a heart attack.
It was really
Oh
funny.
my gosh,
you should go
Bodhi.
back and watch their faces.
Sorry,
Just-
guys.
because the camera came back onto them, right on their faces, and they're just like, "Wait, I see me. What do I do?"
I'm
Historic
not
whips
really
her
sure.
headphones off.
I'm not really sure why because his thing died. Therefore, he exited the interview call. It would just go straight to their
It
camera.
didn't, though. It was really
makes
funny.
Zero sense to me.
It was really funny.
Unless, I don't know, unless that's
The
connected to
YouTube
that
algorithms
social-
are going to flag us for having children on here now because their
Yeah.
face is right.
Well,
We can say the other guy was a child too. He just has a beard. We
And
can
a-
say that.
And
I'm talking about you, buddy.
yeah, hey, speaking about your face and your beard.
Your face.
Yeah, like I can't remember what product I
Needs a
got.
trim, dude.
No, it's a legit beard, bro. Like it's almost like becoming like people do this to me when I grow a beard and then I shave it because of that. But it's like it is part of like who you are. Like got something from you guys recently. It might have been a new Sure Start, and in it I got a gold coin with your face on it. The coolest coin ever, I've got to
you
say.
don't have a little anymore?
No, because I take it from here and I use it all the time
Challenge
because
coin.
it's just one of those coins that you want to
Okay.
have. Why?
What's the story behind
Yeah,
the coin?
there's no story behind it. You just get it, and then I went to see if I could even buy it online. But I was like, "What's the story for BODHI's face on the coin?"
Dude, honestly, like most things around here, there's not a whole lot of story to it.
It was just an idea?
legit. Chris Ao, shout out Ao. A lot of our little like fun branding things are Ao's brain babies, and then like Cash mostly or Elijah or myself will like help decorate or design it or customize it. And that was an AO idea.
That's super
and he
fun.
just came to Cash and was like, yo, I want you to make a coin. And then Cash was like, all right. And so he schemed up his design for the coin, and one of the things he wanted to use was the picture of my face, which he originally made for the Easter egg in the HSP box. So if you like tear the hella small pump box apart, there's one little panel with that same picture of my face on it.
That's awesome.
So he used that picture of my face. He walked up to me one morning when I came into the office. He was like, "Let me take a picture of you." And I was just like, I just did that like crazy, my favorite like crazy look, just like ultra stoked. Like that's what that means to me. Why am I talking like I don't need to use this mic anymore? I'm in my AirPods.
Because it looks good.
It's for the vibe.
It's for the vibes, man. These mics don't work either. We just
Yeah,
have
I'm
some
used
of
to
us.
it
They
now.
don't work at all.
Come on.
Well, this isn't like the SM57, like, or not, the whatever. This isn't like the super nice ones. I got to talk to all close, so I'm not used to that. But
It's the baby version of the ones we got, I believe.
yeah, it's like it's like the mid one. I don't think it's like the cheapest one. But
No.
I don't know.
No, man, come on. It's still a good microphone. It's a great
It's a
microphone.
great microphone. Yeah, it sounds good if you speak into it, though. You just can't go very far away from it.
I understand.
But
the coin's sweet.
The coin was just, it was like, let's just make a coin. Why not? Throw it into some orders, put it up if people want to buy it. You can use it to make decisions. Like, that's one of my favorite things about the dice. And big shout out to AJ and Kyle, Wheel Fun Stuff. They're pretty much the originators of the dice. Like, they started messing around with dice, and we started playing dice with them and using them to make decisions. And we were like, this is the greatest shit ever. And then just like anything we like to do or want to mess around with, we just make it our own and throw our logo on it, because it's just the best. And we love doing that and giving it away and selling it and whatever. So the dice have developed. We have like the little leather pouches for the dice that we've done that Kevin Gilbert, Solo Falcon Leather, makes. And then we've done like a bunch of different versions of dice, different colors and designs. And one of our favorite things, you can use dice to gamble, which, we neither recommend nor don't recommend. Use as use responsibly, use as you please. But you can also use them to make decisions. And that's one of the things that's really fun is you can basically like play different things against each other. Like say you're at the sandwich shop and you're like, dude, I really want the meatball sub, but I also hella want the Philly cheesesteak, but like just a cold
So flip a coin.
sub, like a crispy sub would be so good. But here's the thing, flip a coin, you only get 2 options. If you got dice, you can play as many options against each other as you want. You can play them in different dice games. Like you can play decisions against each other and like CeeLo and stuff. But also coins are super fun to just keep on deck and make A or B decisions, left or right, whatever. And it's just fun to let destiny decide.
I always like when not always, but a lot of times when we do some kind of like counseling with somebody and they're trying to go, I can't make a decision if it's about a big life decision, like should I move or take that promotion? I think most of the time people know the decision they want. They just don't want to commit because what if there's another option coming around? And I always bring a coin to the meeting because if it gets to that, I can't decide. I go, fine, let the coin decide. Or before I catch it and flip it, you make the decision. And almost 100% of the time, when I flip the coin, and I've been using your face in a counseling session, because it's a stellar coin. It's not a quarter. It's got some weight to it.
It's a big coin.
Yeah, it's sweet. I flip it, and so far everybody's made their decision before I flip and look at the coin. And I'm always like, this dude's face.
Nice.
Because the people I'm doing life with in these meetings, they don't know who you are at all. So I'm just like, dude's face with the beard. I think it's clever. I think all this stuff, honestly, not everything you guys create would I use, but I love what you guys create. I'm a fan of your guys' creativity out there. The team out there is just doing some of the best stuff out there, from the shirts to dice to water bottles to the pump to all the one-wheel rails. All that. You guys are killing it out there. I'm impressed with you guys, and I know it doesn't matter at all. I'm just this dude out in Minnesota raising kids and making a one-wheel trail system for us, but you guys are, if I had the money, I'd buy everything you guys put out and my kids would be wearing it and all that kind of stuff. So I got a funny story for you, and I don't know if you'll find it as funny. Holly's here too. We laughed hysterically. So we raced at a race in the last year or so with the kids, and the Groms won, and they got gift bags for winning the Groms top through 3. And I didn't really pay attention to what was all in there. I was just like, oh, sweet, that's awesome. And so on Sunday, it's what we do here. We go to church on Sundays. And for those listeners that don't know this, I am a pastor of a church. And we roll into church, and I'm doing service. when somebody comes up and goes, "Hey, do you know what your shirt your kid's wearing?" And I was like, "I have no idea. I don't inspect my children's clothes."
It's a Onewheel shirt.
It's a Onewheel shirt of some
What do you
sort, I
mean?
think. And then I look at it, and it's one of your Kush High shirts in church. And
Our
somebody
8-year-old was wearing it.
yeah, 8-year-old. Someone took slight offense to it, and I chuckled. I was like, "Yeah, it's okay. It's for low leg."
It's Onewheel. It's
to
Onewheel.
them, it's a One-wheel product.
That's what I kept saying. It's Onewheel. It's
But they did not. They pushed hard against it, and it was pretty funny. So to some people,
we
that's
passed
not
that shirt on. Just FYI.
Yeah, no. They still have the shirt.
That one got donated.
No, they still have the shirt. We've just said they can only wear it here. Because I get what it is. I know the reference. I can get the tongue in cheek.
Out of context, though, it has another meaning.
Yeah, but I get the tongue in cheek that you guys are usually cleverly doing. Like your branding the other day. What was it, April 20th? And you guys come out of the room with all the smoke and stuff. I chuckle at all that. You know what I mean? I just laugh. It's like But man, these people that day were not chuckling so nonetheless. I thought you would find that funny.
Some people aren't as playful as others.
Yeah, and just get wound up by some really not life and death situations. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get bothered. But I say again, if anybody from your team's watching, or just tell them they are doing great work. I know there's probably a lot of people that give you guys crap about different things, but you guys are killing it. It's a pleasure to watch all the content you guys put out. When you guys come up in social stuff, it's like, oh man, what are they doing right now? Because you guys are a bunch of creative people, and so keep grinding. Heal, BODHI. I'm bummed for you, but man, you got a good head on your shoulders. This too will pass, and it'll be cool to see you at some of the different events this year. So pretty stoked on it.
Definitely. I'm really stoked for you guys to see Rides, Vibes, and Nosedives. Our video is coming out this Saturday.
Ooh.
If you are a YouTube member on the Flow channel, or you're at Oak City Shred Fest, you'll see it on Friday. I'm so excited about it. It's honestly like the first project I've really done where it was like it was up to me to plan it and execute and create a vision and capture what needed to be captured and put it all together. And with the help of Elijah and Jesse, big time, it wasn't just me. Like Jesse helped majorly and like connecting the dots and planning things and getting us where we needed to go and having all the resources we needed. And Elijah helped a lot with supporting and shooting and writing and being a part of the production side as well. And we had one major technical difficulty, which was our microphone broke like really early on in the trip. So a handful of it is like onboard audio, and there's a little bit of wind noise that I wish wasn't really there, but it's windy in all these places, So it kind of adds to the vibe and the effect. And I did a lot of like equalizing and messing with the sound to get it to like be to a place where I'm okay with. But other than that, like it turned out really great. And we had one other big technical difficulty, which was I started having a lot of crashing issues as I was finishing the project, because originally it was going to be 6 episodes. Yeah. And I had them all as like different timelines in this huge, like organized, crazy premiere project. And it just like I kept having crashing issues. So Julian's like, all right, let's just wipe your computer, update everything. So I take everything off, and I grabbed the wrong project file.
Oh no.
There was a project file on my desktop, but I had accidentally started working in an autosave project. Yep. And then saving into that autosave project. And so I accidentally deleted all that autosave project I was working on, but I still had the project that had everything sorted and binned out, but no editing. And so we restart the computer, re-download everything, update everything. It's running smooth. I load up the project and it's gone. We did like a bunch of data recovery stuff to try to find it, and it wasn't there. So I had to re-edit it, but I'm glad because I re-envisioned it and condensed it to this awesome 40-minute like film that I'm going to re-release as its individual volumes. It's 3 volumes. So after we drop the whole film, we'll break it up and re-release it in its individual parts. So there's little more like bite-sized chunks to watch like before a ride or like while you're chilling, charging or whatever. Um, but it's awesome, and I'm so happy with it. And it's really like one of my first big projects, and it's really sweet, and it's got me super motivated to improve on the mistakes we made and the things that we learned, and pick the next spot to go out. But that video drops this Saturday or Friday, depending on
where
your circumstances, and I cannot wait for everyone to see it.
Okay, so give me, like, is it a vlog style? Is it like what you guys did a couple years ago where you had multiple people doing tricks all over the place? What's the vibe of this? Because I'm intrigued. Like I said, you guys, like, what I love about a lot of your guys' content, it's like I grew up watching all the different skate videos, and you guys have brought that vibe to Onewheel, and you get to go watch where you guys shred it. It's like you guys show up at the back of a school and like, oh, let's just shred this area until we can't anymore. And so what's the vibe? Is it vlog style or what?
So it's slightly vlog style because, you know, we did a lot of talking to help with storyline stuff. I feel like that's always good to cover your bases if you're kind of shooting something that's not fully realized and planned out, so that you can use even just the voiceover parts over other clips to help tell your story and help the story along. So there are certain talking at the camera parts, but it's really more of like an edit. It flows a lot more like an edit or a film.
Sweet.
Where there's not tons of title cards and stopping points and like tons of talking, but it has a lot of amazing riding shots and amazing drone footage and sections of our trip that wasn't one-wheeling, just to help tell the experience of going to the Big Island and one-wheeling at the Big Island and being able to follow around somebody that's lived there their whole life and knows all the places to go. And that was really the goal of the project, is to tell the story of like, where is one-wheeling at on the Big Island right now? Like, what is it like to ride there? What kind of riders are out there riding, and like, what's the terrain like? And I think we did a really good job of it. And it's one of those videos that like gets your heart pumping and gives you goosebumps in a couple parts, and just like it ends and you're just like, where's my board?
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm really happy with it. It's sick.
I'm stoked. So it premieres Saturday on Float Life's YouTube channel.
On the Float Life. Mm-hmm.
For everyone, or were you saying if you're a paid
for
member?
Everyone. On Saturday.
Okay.
It's going to premiere for everybody to see forever and always. Will be on the internet. But for our supporters, our members, of all levels, tier 1 and tier 2. So if you donate $1 to $5 a month to us to support, you will get early access to it on Friday. I think we're going to probably put it up a little earlier in the day too, so people can check it out because it's a Friday, you know?
Yeah.
And then Oak City Shred Fest, they're going to be doing some karaoke. And so far the plan is to have that play sometime around that karaoke session, either before or after. So super stoked for everybody to see it.
Okay, I can't wait. I can't wait for this. Again, for every video you guys put out, if it's a review on your guys' stuff or just a ride along, it's always captivating and engaging. So you guys are you're hooligans for sure.
Thank
but
you, yes, sir.
But aren't we all? I think all of us are. Like, I'm
Totally.
a hooligan. My kids are hooligans. You just get doing.
I am not.
No, I would say you're
I
not.
like to think we're respectful hooligans. You know,
Yeah.
like you can be a hooligan
so.
and just completely disregard people's feelings and rules and laws, but I think you can also be a respectful hooligan and know what boundaries you can push, and intentionally push those boundaries, you know, and have fun and do, you know, kind of what you want to do, but also at the end of it and at the bottom of it, having an awareness of how it is affecting everybody around you and handling that accordingly, you know, and not just totally ruining other people's vibe or day or experience or whatever, just to hooliganize, you know?
Yeah, and that's how I'm glad you're clear, because that's what I mean. It's like you guys are just bros having a fun time, and it looks like you're not. You guys are just such a good group of people that you're enjoying the stoke, but you're not destroying anything. I've never felt that. You guys are super good and gifted at what you do. So I can't wait to see you in 2
Thank you,
weeks. Big race this weekend.
Yes.
We haven't spent much time on it, but a big race for people to earn points.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Their track out there is insane.
Oh, so you've seen it.
It's even cooler than I've seen it since I've seen it.
Okay.
They've fully developed the second lap, so now it's gonna be incredible. I'm so excited for you guys to see. And they've got a really solid media team gonna be out there live streaming it. And
Nice.
there is rumor that because of my injury and inability to go, that the Godfather Jeff might be making a surprise appearance.
Like to race?
It's a rumor.
Yeah,
Who knows? He might race. He might commentate.
Well,
he might
I
be there.
think-
He might not.
I think
don't
after
know.
his wife comes out and does what she does a couple weeks ago, I think it should stir him a little bit going, oh, wait, hold on. My wife just went out there and just laid down a great race.
Yeah. So now.
my turn.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
we'll see. I don't know. These are just rumors going around. I don't know.
I'd like to see him.
But I'm bummed to not go there. It's one of my favorite events of the year. It's like the Oak City crew, the people out there. Every event, even just a group ride, feels like a family reunion. Like they just have the most loving, amazing, happy, stoked, and inclusive vibe, and everything's full of fun and joy and family, and it's just the best times. And it's a cool property that they've just been building on and developing on. Lakeside Retreats, Soup is the guy that kind of runs the show there. They're awesome. It's a really sweet place. There's a lake with some yurts, and it's an old plantation, so there's just tons of land.
That's awesome.
But it's all kind of based around this little pond lake area, and they've got trails they've developed there. And there's neighboring trails also that you can creep out onto and ride. So like, it's just like the most radical, McScatical place to group up with a group of one-wheelers. So I'm bummed to miss it, but
I
it's
could
still going
see
to be
that.
so sick.
Like a couple of these, like the last one and this one, they're a bit far for us to travel just in what's going on around here and stuff. But when I hear like you're talking about that, it's like, man, I want to be out there. If anything, just filming. Like more of it is just to hang with the community and film and let my kids race. It'd be so awesome. I do, back to Jeff coming out of retirement potentially. I think it would be sweet. Like we've yet to see a couple podium at Race for the Rail.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And I was
At Race
saying,
to the Rail, yeah, that's true.
I was saying this, so I
Austin
think
and
it was
Mercedes have done it at a couple other events, but not
Events.
Race to the Rail.
Yeah.
but not the
Not
Race
Race
for
for
the
the
Rail.
Rails.
Like last year, I felt like was their year to do it right, and then Austin just had a little oops. I
That'd
feel
be
like
so crazy, Jeff and Raquel with the swords.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, no,
That'd be
we're just
awesome.
saying they have to podium together. I'm not saying they both have to be first. It'd be sweet if they're
epic.
first, but to podium together, what? And then they just go off into the
That'd be
sunset and make babies and raise a family, right? Like that's just what they do. That would be awesome. But I like right now, if I think through it, it's like really comes down. Kyle and Allie would be a couple that could do it, and then you have Austin Mercedes. I don't think there's another couple, right, that I know of.
Well,
'Cause-
Nick's not racing.
know.
Yeah, Nick
anymore,
Payne
you know?
doesn't race.
Maybe some super cute one-wheel shorty shows up on the scene this year, makes it in. I get the weird wild card entry somehow.
What?
My peptides get me super
Yeah,
cute.
yeah, okay,
Girl.
all right.
Maybe we start dating,
Yeah.
and it's us. Who knows? Hypothetical. You
Yeah.
never know, dude.
Hypothetical.
I still
Yes.
have faith that one day there's going to be a girl at a one-wheel event that's not somebody's girlfriend, wife, or fiance. Because every girl at every one-wheel event is somebody's
Is
wife,
taken.
girlfriend,
Yeah.
fiance.
Bodhi,
Or
you
it's
missed
like
your
a
chance.
13-year-old daughter.
You missed your chance with Lily back at the LA pop-up shop. She was available then. Now she's been snatched up.
She's getting married.
Come on, bro. I was trying to get
congratulations.
you. Yeah, she's no longer here. She's left.
had to
She didn't
leave.
say bye. That's the kind of friend she is. She's rolled out on you.
She gets married.
She
Irish goodbye.
Yeah, Irish goodbye. I try to tell people up here what an Irish goodbye. People are like, what? It's like when you just don't even say it, you just disappear. Nonetheless. Okay, Bodhi.
Easy way out.
Yes, it's the easy way out. I could talk to you all day. It's such a pleasure to catch up with you. We can't wait to see you in
Thank you,
2
brother.
weeks. It'll be so much fun out there. We'll have
Yeah,
to
it's gonna
figure
be a
out.
sweet one.
We'll have to figure out. My kids are
You guys
stoked.
know about the like crazy freestyle things going down out there again this year too, right? You know that?
Yes.
Did you see that clip of me doing like the biggest jump I've ever done in my life off of that
Yes.
rock?
Yes.
So Nick's got, I think, 4 builders coming out there like a week early, and you guys and your whole mission
Yes.
crew coming out to develop and take that event to the next level this year. It's gonna
Yep.
be sick watching everybody send it and seeing what kind of features and lines come to life.
It's gonna be wild. Like we're bringing one of our builders that helps build around here that has built one wheel features. So he's coming in and he's bringing all those tools so we can get to building some of those features, like you were just saying. We've been down there a couple times with Nick and Rachel. Heard a lot of his ideas. Not too many because he knows that I'm not a pro, but I'll be racing, so he's not trying to tell me everything. But the pro features we're gonna help build, make his. You posted it the other day. It was a repost, and I thought it was so good. I screenshotted it, BODHI. It was so good. And when I read it, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. It was a quote about the people that dream.
It was like I have tons of respect for anybody that's dreamed.
Yeah, here, I got it.
And brought it to real life.
I'll read it. I respect anybody who's pulled an idea out of their brain and fully brought into life. That crap is spiritual. You know that it starts as a thought and you brought it into fruition is crazy. Shout out to the ones who see it all the way through. Keep creating. I was like, yeah. Like that's what I mean.
Right.
That's what I love about building the trails and making videos and all that is that it just starts. No one else can see it but you, and then you have to figure out how to tell people what you're thinking. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So
that's been one of the funnest things that I've been enjoying about life lately and been able to be developing and doing with these guys here, Elijah and Ryan and Julian and my brother and all the people that we build trails with is like we're all getting better and better at coming up with our ideas and learning how to communicate with each other and delegate with each other and like communicate the idea and then accomplish it. And like it's one of the funnest things to do by yourself and one of the funnest things to do with people. Like sometimes it can be really hard and really stressful if it's the wrong crew or maybe even the wrong mission or whatever. Like, but when you have an awesome crew and you have beautiful missions and we all have that ability to kind of visualize and communicate and delegate together and not have all weird like alpha headbutting stuff and you're dumb, I'm smart, we need to do it this way. Like when you can kind of not have that and come from a place of like love and community and creativity and like forwardness, like it's just one of the coolest things.
It really is. Like I love it. I love to go just out on long runs, and I will always do that. But there's something about building in trails that, man, you just rest so much easier that night. There's just this peace that's because I think you're out there in nature and you're chilling with people. Like we got up early this morning, and Legend and Epic and I went down there in our waders and still working on that feature. And I'm swinging a sledgehammer, and we're just talking and messing around. And it was just, just so much fun. And so for those that aren't building trails or features for yourself, you ain't living yet. Start. Create something. It always starts sketchy. It always starts sketchy when you were just starting. Like, I mean, I've built so many sketchy ramps like back in the day. Oh yeah, I'll just put it on this block. It won't go anywhere. And then you totally eat it and you're like, oh, I gotta make it a little bit more structural sound. Now we're building things that like
when Legend and Epic like go like major pro one day and they're like doing these crazy stunts, we're gonna post the videos of the ramps that you made when they were like 2. Like house. All these really sketchy, pile the laundry basket this way and do it this way, and then you know, gather our
they would be like 1 year old or 2 years old, and I just put a helmet on them. And then I would put them in a laundry basket, and then they'd slide down a flight of steps. Oh, it's hilarious. I have video footage of it. Or I would put them in their toy cars they have, and I would attach a rope to it, and then I'd pull them as fast as I can across the house onto, like, books holding up some kind of piece of wood that they could launch a couple inches into the air. And they're just laughing and saying, more, more.
Yeah, we're going to post all that
stuff. So it'll be hilarious. Well, when you heal up, we got to get you out here, like, this fall when it's beautiful out here.
I've been talking about it forever.
Nah,
Our daughter just
we gotta
screamed,
put it on.
yes.
I'm gonna be like, as soon as I'm back in action, I'm gonna do like the redemption tour or something. You know, like I'll
Yeah.
do some form of a down and back, coast to coast, and we'll make sure that I stop with you guys. Like we'll have to, because you guys are somewhat near the like where was
Windman race? Are you talking about a race?
Windman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Windman.
Yeah,
You guys
Julian
are
was here.
in the same general vicinity,
Not
right?
far.
Yep.
Well,
yeah, because see, I want
I-
to come out and ride with like Brooks. Brooks is somebody I've been wanting to ride with for fucking
Yeah,
ever.
so he's
And
2 hours
terrain.
north.
I've seen so much of that terrain out there.
Yeah. His terrain is different than down here. Now, what we've built, like, there's great. He'll come down. He was just down here last week. He drove 2 hours south
Oh,
because we're just
Yeah,
thawing.
that's not far.
Nope. Where he is, they're a lot more wet than us. We dried out a little bit quicker than him, so he came down to ride the trails around here. Yeah, it'd be sweet. You can come out here, crash at our place, drive up to him. You crash here, and we all just drive up there. Make it happen.
No, yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah,
Create some content.
yeah, that'd be so fun.
We got it. We just keep talking. We
Yeah,
gotta get it on a
buddy.
calendar, Bodie. We gotta get it on a calendar.
Well,
Yeah.
you get feeling
That's
better,
really how
and
you
then
make things happen.
Yes.
Yes, then we'll lock something down.
Okay.
yeah, John Nurse said.
Priority
John,
number
he's up
one
there
is
with
get
Brooks.
this bone to put itself back together.
Heal.
Yeah.
Eat vegetables. That
Yeah.
will speed it up. Vegetables.
Vegetables.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Whenever I've had
But,
injuries
dude,
broken. So, okay.
Bodhi,
I-
thank you.
I am fully confident in the healing power of Jesus and of Spirit working in my shoulder
Yeah.
fast. I feel this thing healing fast.
Yeah.
And
The hardware helps as well.
Spirit's always been there to heal my body every time. Yeah, the
That's
hardware
right.
helps a lot.
Yeah. He'll hold it together while the miracle keeps going. Yeah, yes.
Take
Yep.
care of it.
All right, Bodie. We've said goodbye repeatedly. It's
All
a
right,
thing
y'all.
around here where we do it repeatedly because it's just how it is.
That's
It's
just how you roll.
It's Scot Mendenhall and Friends style of goodbye. We say it at least 10 times. Love you, Bodie.
Bye, Bodhi.
Be safe. See you in
Later,
2
guys.
weeks.
Thanks
Can't
for
wait to
having
see
me.
the premiere
See you soon.
on Saturday.
Heck yeah.
Adios,
see you there.
bro. Okay. Bye.
Cheers.
That was Bodie, everyone.
He's always blessed.
Yeah, I know. He's a good human.
I like how he always wants to, like, he was telling us about his trailer this time, and,
Yeah.
we get to catch up about his life.
Yeah, it's always good, man. He's
Good guy.
Good human. Like, seriously, everybody that we keep having on here, just like, I was like, man, I just want to go ride with them and then, like, have a bonfire in the night and just hang and somebody play an acoustic guitar. I just feel like that's the vibe.
I'll make dinner.
Yeah, sure. We'll just roast it. We'll just roast over a fire. Like s'mores for dessert.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of s'mores,
That's funny. Timothy McKnight says spinach and Jesus.
spinach.
for
and
his
cheese. Oh yeah,
soul- for his-
vegetables. Yes. We just bought. We've never tried these before, but we just bought marshmallows that like are
Oh, yeah.
infused with cinnamon.
No, it's
Oh.
chocolate and caramel.
Oh, it's not as cool as I thought. It should have been.
You can
infused
do a
with
cinnamon graham cracker.
It's going to be great. We're going to try those out. It's s'more season here in Minnesota.
Oh.
You have 2 seasons of that in your spring and fall. It's that season to do s'mores again. So if you haven't subscribed already, it's like, seriously, I would listen to this long and haven't subscribed. We do Onewheel Podcast every Wednesday at 2:30 Central Time.
We love having the pros on, or any
Yeah.
like people that are doing something new in the community.
that we're aware of. Like we do. Some people here locally in Minnesota, why are you having me on? Because I don't know. Like it's like I don't know what you're doing. Like it's like I'm not trying to leave anybody out. It's just who we know are doing things and that the greater One Wheel community know of. So it's sweet to have them on. And
Especially since race season has kicked off. They want to hear
Yeah.
it from the pros, and it was fun to have Jack. He talked a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's
We're
so
going to have
good.
him again to talk about Race for the Rails.
yeah, because we didn't talk about.
we didn't even get to that.
No, we talked a lot about life. You should go back and watch that one.
It's a
You
good
can
one.
watch all of them. Listen to them. Whatever you need to do. Okay, everybody. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for tuning in today. You guys are so good. Get out there, ride a one wheel today. If you don't own a one wheel, you should probably try one out. You'll enjoy the stoke that you'll finally get to after you get past the wobbles.
Yeah, I'm still working on that.
So, and then how about this? I've not made mention, but I wonder if anybody caught on that this was a gift to me. This is a sweet hoodie. Pretty stoked to wear
Yeah,
it.
that is cool.
It's pretty cool. Cool organization that makes these hoodies. So, Everybody else out there, thank you for everything you do. Lil, if you're watching or listening while you're driving, be safe.
Yep.
Have a good night, everybody. Adios. Bye.
Bye.